Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Tekken Talk podcast. It is officially Tekken 8's launch day. I am sitting here rather early in the morning, just thinking about Tekken 7 and about kind of what it's meant to me and what it's meant to the broader FGC. But I just wanted to do a quick reflection, kind of a personal reflection, um, about how the game has impacted me. I'm sure everyone listening, whether you're new to Tekken 8 or have been playing Tekken 7 for a few years, I'm sure Tekken 7 has some impact on you. So I just want to discuss that a little bit quickly as we're, looking forward to tonight to finally get our hands on the full release of Tekken 8. So yeah, just to give a little bit of background about myself. So like I grew up going to like pretty massive public schools filled with like different kinds of people and people from all over the place. Similarly, for college, I went to a massive public school with like people from a bunch of different backgrounds. And so one of the things that has kind of like been a highlight for me about Tekken 7 is just how diverse the community is, and it kind of feels like the community very much feels like at home to me, right? Because it's a very welcoming community. People from anywhere, any background, can play Tekken and can be a part of the Tekken community, and just going to events, meeting people, or even consuming content online, right? It's just really nice to have so many different perspectives on this game that we all love. And it's kind of been like a beacon of hope for me in the world that, such a awesome community can come together and that pretty much anyone can be a part of it. So that's kind of the first thing I've been thinking about when I reflect on like what has made Tekken 7 so great. Just thinking about how many different regions are represented in competitive Tekken, but also how many different kinds of people you can meet at your local scene, or if you just go to a tournament. I remember I went to a tournament in New York and I got to meet Arslan, which was super cool. And people from like all over the tri-state area drove, 4 or 5 hours to go meet Arslan and just go play Tekken with people. And it was just so cool and so much fun. So the community aspect has been great. Another super important part of Tekken 7 in my life was, of course, during COVID. So the start of COVID kind of happened at the same time as my college graduation, as well as me entering graduate school. And upon entering graduate school, I started living alone for the first time. And, this is September 2020. So this is like height of isolation and quarantine. And so, in general, I'm a pretty introverted person. But even for me, I started to feel a little bit lonely and a little bit missing the friends I had made during college, the going to Tekken events and experiencing stuff like that. And yeah, it was basically just working every day. And the main way I kind of found relief from the kind of daily working in my one little officey kitchen room, then walking 10 steps into my bed was through Tekken, right? Because Tekken is a game that, because there's so many options and because there's so many different play styles and ways to approach offense and ways to approach defense, what it means is you can really have like a language level conversation with your opponent. Or like that's what it feels like, right? If you're in a set with an opponent, even if it's a 2 out of 3, right? You can have a dialogue of like, here's how my mind is thinking, here's how your mind is thinking, and kind of really feel some sort of back and forth, assuming you're not getting destroyed, which occasionally happens to me as well. Um, and that was kind of like a respite throughout COVID because it offered a way of socialization just by going online and playing my favorite game. And looking back, it definitely helped me a lot. It also corresponded with my hand injury. And of course, Tekken is a pretty hand intensive game, but it has actually given me kind of like a goal to look forward to as I get better and as my hands improve of like, man, once I'm better, I can finally play a first to 5 again instead of just like a first to 3 or first to 2. And so, in kind of a weird way, well, it's like both inhibited and helped my rehabilitation from my hand injury. And last but not least, I think Tekken is just such an interesting game that it's actually informed a lot of my research ideas during graduate school, which has been pretty fun. Um, I even have gotten a chance to talk with my colleagues about, like, we can apply this situation in Tekken to thinking about robotics and assistive robotics. And that's been really, really cool to me. And yeah, I think it'll continue with Tekken 8, right? Tekken 8, of course, the fundamental mechanics are going to be pretty similar to Tekken 7, but I think one of the most exciting things is just how many new people will start playing Tekken 8 and how the game will grow, how the competitive scene will grow, how the content scene will grow, how the online scene, thanks to hopefully some online improvements, will grow. And I think for sure Tekken 8 will give us like a lot of memories to come over the years. And whether it's like a form of entertainment, whether it's a form of meeting new people, whether it's a form of like, competitive, like your job, I guess, to be a competitive player, I think Tekken 8 will be a lot of fun and hopefully, bring a lot of joy to the world. Well, maybe that might be I don't think that's an exaggeration, right? Because Tekken 7 brought a lot of joy to individuals and people, and it brought a lot of joy to me. So, yeah, looking forward to Tekken 8, playing it tonight. Hope you all are too. And thank you for listening. And, if you have any personal stories or any reflections you want to share, let me know on Twitter. You can find my username in the description. Thanks. Have a good one.